Hello teacher, this is my presentations. The topic is about technology makes people lazy. Let's just go straight to the contents, alright? Contents. I have a few contents that I'm gonna be reading for you. One is technology. Two is why does technology make people lazy? Three is the easier of technology. And I also have 2 points of that contents. One is before, another one is nowadays. Okay, the next content is what makes people lazy about technology. Again, and the last content is the conclusion. Okay, let's move to the next slide, which is talking about technology. Technology is the sum of any techniques, skills, methods, and processes used in the production of goods or services or in the accomplishment of objectives. Also makes people easier to do things. All right, let's just go straight to the next slide. It's talking about technology makes people lazy. Why? Why does technology make people lazy? Okay, if you want to know about it, just keep staying tuned. All right, this point is going to be talking about the easier of technology. I have 2 points of them. One is before and nowadays. Before, we're looking at the nowadays, we have to look at the before first, okay? Before, the farmers growing crops by hands directly. But nowadays, people using machines to grow crops, alright? Before, people using rocks to make fire. But nowadays, people using the lighter or gas to make fire for cooking or for doing anything that fire really useful for. And before, we use a paper map or asking for directions. But nowadays, we use Google Map on our cell phones to go to any directions we want. Okay, before, we need to go to the payphone to make a phone call, which means when you want to call when you want to call anybody, you have to pay money to make a phone call. But now we don't have to pay money to make a phone call anymore. We just gonna mencolkan for a week, and then we can call or doing everything for 1 week. All right. But nowadays we use our cell phones to make a phone call. We don't have to go anywhere to make a phone call. Just stay in our home without going anywhere. We also can make a phone call. All right. Before we need to go to the store to buy things. But now we can just buy things online and order it online and just gonna be waiting for like a 15 minutes or 30 minutes. The delivery will be delivered to your house immediately. Not immediately, like 15 minutes to 30 minutes. All right, before we have to waiting for the photos to be processed. But nowadays we don't have to wait for the processing of the photos because we can immediately get it. When we press the button of a capture photo or video on our phone, after we click it once again, the video will stop and it will be processed for us to watch. Also the photo. All right, and the last point that I picked is before we write things by hand, but now also we write things by hands. But nowadays the technology is getting more modern, so we don't have to write hands no more. But people still write hands, all right, write by hands. But now, if we use the technology to do things, we don't have to write hands and we don't have to write things in our hands no more because we note it or write it in our smartphones or our computers. All right, this is all for before and nowadays. Okay, the next content is going to be talking about what makes people lazy about technology. Okay, have you ever heard of someone said lazy people will find an easy way. All right. This point reminds me of a video clip or a story about an adult man sleeping on the couch watching TV. When he wanted to change the channel on the TV, he didn't get up and go to the TV to press the button on the TV. But you know what he did? He picked a broom, hold it with his toes, and then press the button on the TV to change the channel. Okay, this is the easy way that lazy people can find by holding the broom by the toes and then point it and then use that broom that holding by the toes, press the button on the TV to change the channel or to control the channel. All right, this is sound hilarious, but it works. But it's just for the lazy people because this is the hilarious way or a ridiculous way. But nowadays we have invented the remote control, so we don't have to go directly to the TV to press the buttons on the TV to change the channel or to control the TV. But since the remote control invented, we can just I represent this as a remote control. We see the buttons on the remote control. We can just control the whole TV instantly. We don't have to go to the TV directly. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is because of the technology. It's getting the nerve, and just go to the next slide. Is the conclusion. Talk about self-thoughts about life don't have technology and about life having technology, which means life before technology and life after technology. Okay, let's talk about a life before technology first. Life before technology is hard, not easy, because technology makes us easy, right? As I mentioned earlier, technology makes us easy, leads us easy to do things by, for example, making fire. I represent this as two rocks. We do this like before the technology invented. We do this to make a fire, but now we don't have to do that anymore because the technology have invented. I represent this as a lighter. All right, we can just do this, and then the fire just appear, and we can use it for cooking, for make us warm, or anything that we can use fire for. But life before technology, it's easier. But one thing, technology still making people lazy because it makes people easier in life. So this is why technology makes people lazy, because technology makes things easier for people. That's why people are lazy about technology. Okay, this is all for my presentation, and yeah, goodbye teacher, have a good day.